We are live. Oof.
We're
Bad?
on. Oh. How is everybody doing tonight? And welcome to This Is Life. I'm your host, Jess. I'm here with my amazing husband as my co-host, Rocky, and my brother here, Richie, from the SuperUgly show.
What up?
We are having a very real day today. I want to let everybody know, in case you don't know, tonight is a solar eclipse. There is going to be some serious energy flow and things going on. So keep yourself together as best you can. We had a lot of scares today. My husband had a very bad panic attack. We had to get him looked at. Thank God everything's all right. He's got more things to follow. My brother.
You know what's so funny about that?
Go.
Because Tony Soprano had a panic attack, and you guys actually have ducks in your pool, like he
Oh
did.
my God, I didn't think of that.
Yo, you never thought about that?
No. I am Tony Soprano, though. If
you
anyone's
had-
Tony, it's me.
You
Better
had
not be.
You had ducks
in
in
the
your
good
fucking
ways.
pool, man.
Yeah, we do. We have ducks. That a lot of animals follow me. I'm kind of like, what is that, Snow White? The birds come when I go outside. I twirl around, something like
Have
that.
you ever held a crow?
No, I've never held a
I
crow.
did. It was pretty cool.
Held a crow?
Yeah.
Like it held.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Richie held that gross, dirty crow, remember?
No, when was that?
Remember they sent the pictures, and we were like, why are you holding a dirty
Yes,
bird?
that's right. I was like, what
Yeah.
is he doing with that bird?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it was a young crow.
Wow. Yeah.
Sorry.
So, yeah. Anyway, back to our day. It's been crazy for all of us, but we are here. We're alive. We are breathing, and we love that everybody is here with us.
Now, not to bring anything up, because I'm going to bring it up, because I seen both of you guys pissed at each other, because you were so scared.
It made me think of my father.
It made you fucking pissed at him.
No, it made me scared for him.
Yeah.
I had watched my father die of a heart attack 11 years ago, and my husband woke me up dead sleep that he can't breathe. And I jump up, he rips his shirt off, I'm rubbing his chest, I put my mouth on his stomach, and I'm telling him breathe, because I'm thinking if he feels me, he'll breathe with me, and he could not catch his breath. It's one of the scariest moments I've ever had in my life. I don't know what I would do without my husband. He's my life. So,
and again, the way I am, like, I don't want
This
to burden
doesn't-
people with anything.
but this doesn't happen.
You
He
know?
doesn't cry. He doesn't
No,
explode.
never.
It was very real this morning.
out
So
of the
the
norm.
anger was go to the doctor, and he said no.
Yeah.
Let's go get checked. I don't want to.
Yeah, he's a fucking pain in the ass.
Yes. So that's what the anger was. I was not angry with him. I was so scared.
Yeah.
Eye opener 101 is life flashes before your eyes. I think about my children. I think about myself, about the loss, about what.
Can you imagine like that?
I never.
Like in a split second, your whole world can change, and you've been through this with your dad. Like, it's just so fucked up.
My father was a very rough situation, because he was a 6th-degree black belt judo instructor, a school coach. He did auditorium about bullying. He was never drank, never did a drug, never smoked a cigarette, and at 46 years old, drops dead right in front of me, my mom, my whole family at the karate school.
He was getting his
He was getting
belt.
his 6th-degree black belt plaque.
Fuck, man.
And he got it.
And he got it, and then fell. He said, thank you to everyone, and fell.
They have the video sans.
I have the video.
man.
The bad
I have
part.
It until the very end, and they cut the back
And I
off.
watched the video, and you can kind of see in it him kind of like, you know what I mean? Moving his
Moving his
arm.
shoulder.
And
I'm so sorry.
That's all right. But you know what? That made me appreciate life a lot more. I appreciate my mother, his mother. I am very good to my children, my husband.
But I said on our show, our relationship is honestly 1 in 20 million, if not more. Like, what we have is so lucky to find
Which I
something
say
like
all the
that.
time.
And most people aren't going to find that. Most people settle. Most people just deal with it. Most people just stay in the type of situation Richie or myself was in, and just that's life.
Yeah.
But what we have, like, people all the time tell us, this is what I want our relationship to be. You know what I mean? Like, we're like the standard of our circle.
But it's not
of
wasn't
how people
easy.
Look. No,
it wasn't easy to be here. We had to accept each other. We had to devote
and we both
ourselves
had bad pasts.
Yes, of course. I mean.
And our main rule is the past is the past.
Yes, I don't talk about it. Even last week's fight, it doesn't matter. But there's never disrespect for us to say, oh, I can't forgive you for this. There's never been a step out of our marriage.
We don't go the next day fighting.
No.
It's over before
Quick.
we hit our head on the pillow.
It's quick.
Yeah, I don't know where that started with us, but it happened, and we never brought shit up either. And all of a sudden, one day,
everything came out.
Everything.
And I always say, you don't want to know that stuff. It's never going to be like, oh, that's awesome that you sucked a dick, or, you know what I mean? You're never going to say that. So why do you want to know what they did prior to you?
Oh, yeah, no, that never, whatever, that never came up.
No, but what I'm saying is, people ask that shit, though. How many people have you slept with?
Yeah.
Were you
They
with
do
this
ask
guy?
it. That's
What
one
did
of
you
the
do? Did he
biggest
have a big dick?
mistakes.
Yeah, no,
And
get the
it's like,
fuck
what
outta
the
here.
fuck? Why do you want to know that shit?
One of the biggest mistakes that people make, guys, I want to make this very clear, in a relationship is you take old issues, old things you've done, old things people have done to you, you drag them into new relationships, and you never actually let go of these bags.
Or you know something about your partner and go, I heard you did this.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but that was 5-10 years ago.
Yes,
What the
yes.
fuck's that got to
That
do with
has nothing
us?
to do
I
with
heard
me.
about my past and how I was when I first started dating her up until I heard it maybe 3-4 weeks ago from her.
No.
How I treated her when we first started dating,
No.
but I changed, I adapted to love her.
No.
because-
And what's funny, too, is I've only known Richie with Emily. I've never, and we're best friends, but when we started hanging out was right when Layla was born.
Yeah.
Because that was the first time I came over. I even brought a little gift and everything for her. She was a baby. She was literally maybe 3 weeks old.
Yeah.
And I went over for a fight, and I've only known Richie with Emily. There was a night where I was out at a bar, and Emily was like, can you give me a ride home? And I'm like, I'm calling Richie. Remember that?
Yeah.
I was like, I am not leaving a bar with you
Right,
without him
Checking
knowing
with
what's
your boy.
going on.
Yeah.
Sure.
And this was still kind of fresh in me and Richie hanging out. And I call him up. I'm like, Rich, I'm taking Emily home. I'm bringing it to you. I want you to know that I'm coming from the bar to you. And he goes, all right, cool. When you get here, come inside. Let's play some Call of Duty and smoke a ball. I was like,
Well,
cool.
yeah, but at the end of the day, though, that's, again, things that friends don't do.
But
these
we weren't
days. The
friends
people
like
do
that.
for
We
you.
weren't even really friends like that at this point.
Right.
We were still, me and Richie always knew each other as acquaintances, but we never hung out on a level until Dougie passed away. And then when Dougie passed away, we started hanging out just to kind of deal with it together because we both knew Dougie, in different ways.
Yeah.
But that was our link. And then the fight thing, and then dropping Emily off, and then it just escalated into now this is my fucking
My brother too.
Yeah.
Thank God I inherited you getting into this relationship. But I don't want to spend too much time on this, guys. I have a lot of other things I want to get to tonight.
I'm gonna go.
Yes, Rich, I love you. Thank you for staying for a minute, baby. I love you. All right, we'll see you next week or this
No,
weekend.
this weekend. He's got
that's
the
right.
girls. We got
Don't
them
forget,
all weekend.
Sunday, we have Robert's baby shower. We're gonna be partying up at my mom's
gonna be with
house,
us all
pool and
weekend.
all. Yeah, we got all weekend.
I don't have much.
He's gonna be with us
So
all
then
weekend.
why don't you come to stay? Let's have a sleepover. We'll do a fucking video.
We'll do movies every night. We'll podcast.
Pajama
You want
jammy
podcast?
jam.
We'll
Yes, let's do
podcast.
it.
Do you want to, we should,
Let's
we
have
should podcast.
let's have
That'd be
some
nice.
fun.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Let's have some fun. Be careful, okay?
Labor Day weekend, Super Ugly channel is
Yes,
gonna be
come
rocking.
check us out. It's gonna be a good time this weekend. We love you, Rich.
All right, thank you.
We'll see you this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, so guys, listen, I did a Periscope earlier, and I was letting everybody know that we were going to have an intimate show tonight. I do have a couple of really surprising things. I have someone very important to me, my friend Angelo, calling in at 8:30, so stay with us. He is a psychic medium, and sometimes he decides to pull people out of the chat, so if you're in the chat, you may have the chance to get a free reading from him.
And you can call in. The number's still up there.
Yeah,
it's still
you guys
ready
can
to
call
go.
in.
This is the same as our show as far as calling and interacting. We want interaction.
Yeah,
you know what I
we
mean?
want
We want
to,
people to call in. This is also kind of like an advice type show too, right?
Yes, we wanted to do a show tonight about marriage, intimacy, friendship. It was really all week I've been thinking to myself, what can we give back? What can we do, to help our fans and stuff? So we want to do, and it's called This Is Life, Intimacy with Jess and Rocky. So we are going to leave the lines open if you guys have any questions about, you know, how we work things, what do we do, secrets that we may have to a healthy relationship. And I'm just going to start going on a tangent here. I was looking some things up, you know, about marriage and intimacy because, of course, I'd like to see what the statistics are and divorcing and stuff like that. And I found a great article on why marriages lose the intimacy, or 7 ways that sex can kill a marriage. Throwing out there, number 1 was one spouse can control the frequency of how much you have sex.
Meaning, like,
they have the power to say, I don't want to.
I'm not in the mood.
Yeah, and then, or have a headache.
Which, of course, there should be, you know, moments where either one of you should go, I'm just really not feeling it tonight. But that can't be all the time, and it can't be just you're the one dictating it all the time.
Right, or they withhold it. You know what? If you don't want to, then I won't sleep with you if we have issues. That was number 2.
Which I always laugh, and I look at my wife and go, you're just hurting yourself, and she knows it too.
I don't ever say I'm not going to give it to you.
No, you'll say it playfully though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, hi, tonight you're not getting a handy.
Yeah.
Yes, I do say that. So then after a while, the marriage kind of becomes sexless. After you go about a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, once you hit a month,
no good.
It's like, how do you get back into it? I don't know if we've ever gone
a week.
No, yeah. When I was pregnant, there was some times
when
because
you
I
were
was
pregnant,
bigger,
and because I was weirded out about it.
Now, I think it's almost every single night.
Pretty
Once,
much.
maybe 6 nights a week, we're at least into
We went
it.
skinny dipping last night.
We did go skinny dipping last night.
It was awesome.
It was awesome. It was quick.
Yeah.
But it was awesome.
But it was a good time. I never went skinny dipping before, and I guess, you know, that was the precursor to our Jamaica trip. So.
It was fun. It was fun. Number 4 on the list was spouses get too busy or too tired to want to have sex.
Yeah.
You know, you have kids, you have work, you have things to do, you all day cleaning. Do you really want to have sex? You know, but it's not always just about you. You gotta kind of think about the relationship has to have some type of intimate contact.
And passion. And here's the thing. You cannot want to have sex, but the moment one person initiates it and starts getting into the mode,
you get horny.
Yeah, you should get into the mood.
If you love
know
if you're turned on by the person, you'll get turned on. I do. There are times I'm laying in bed, I'm not kidding, my eyes are closed, and he'll come up on me, kind of just pull me close and kiss me, and I immediately go into, take my clothes off. Yeah. Because we're very big maker-outers. I don't know if anybody's into that, but kissing is a really important part of our relationship. We kiss each other 50 times a day, and we definitely love making out. Our kids definitely go, ugh, sometimes, because he'll make out with me in the kitchen.
I'll grab a butt, a boobs, I don't care.
Yeah, you do. You're very...
We're super sexual people, though.
Yeah, and very affectionate.
Like,
very
our
affectionate.
sex life is probably better than most, I would have to think, you know?
Well, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Number 5 was spouses have different attitudes about porn. I guess I have a different attitude. I don't like watching it.
You just don't like it.
I don't like hearing it. I don't want to hear somebody going like, or like a girl's going like, It's the weirdest noises. It doesn't turn me on at all. I'd rather you talking sexy in my ear, you know?
We watch Seinfeld.
We do watch Seinfeld.
Seinfeld's our go-to sex show, and I'm not kidding. Every night,
Secret.
every night we put on Seinfeld when it's time for sex.
It's the easiest background. There's no gunfights. There's no zombies. There's no cursing. There's no, you know.
It's just Seinfeld in the background. And what's fucked up now too is like I can't really watch it anymore because now I just
that's the sex show.
Yeah, I associate it with sex, and it's my favorite show ever. So like I'll see it on the guide and be like, yeah, but I gotta save it for me. Have sex later.
Yeah. Oh my God, so funny. But it is. It's a great show to have in the background in case anybody needs something to watch behind you. It does not distract you. I hate a distraction. Last thing I want to do is be having sex or fucking and my husband be looking at the TV, you know, or me looking at the TV and he's trying to get it on like, hello.
You know what I hate more than anything? What do I
me.
hate during sex? What type of entertainment?
Music.
Music, I
had to think about that, but I remember in the very beginning of a relationship.
Because I feel like you have to like go to the beat, like it's now like a dance. You know what I mean? And if you're not, like I have the music in my head going and I'm like, well, I should be going to the beat, but I don't have rhythm like that, so it's hard for me to go to the beat. And I'm like, just music fucks me up. So
I really actually enjoy having music in the background. So I have been accustomed to not now having music in the background because I don't want him to jackhammer me because he thinks that's the techno version of what I want.
Oh,
anyway.
Just put on like some heavy DMX and X gonna give it to you. He gonna give it to you.
Number 6 was a spouse dislikes having sex with their partner, so they don't want to do it. I mean, I don't know who would.
So then don't be with that person.
Be with the person
yeah.
they don't like having sex with. I mean,
no, that's crazy.
Sex isn't everything, but sex is there.
It's very important, though. It really is.
Well, for relaxation, for stress, for
and just to know that you still love each other.
Satisfaction, yes, of course, and wanting to please the other person.
Yeah, like there has to, and you know that there's an attraction there. You know,
Good thing there's a bar between us because I know you are rising over there. Ow.
You know it.
Wow.
You know it, mama. But like really though, even when we're in the midst of it, I always tell her how hot she is, how sexy. You know,
you do, and we actually both talk to each other very sexy, and I like that. That's very important too. You know, making each other feel good about themselves, making each other feel sexy. You know, I always feel sexy. I could be wearing granny panties, and he will look at me and go, "Oh, you are so fucking hot." And it's the truth. I mean, I wear cute granny panties, but, you know, every girl has them. Number 7, and I'm going to get off this article, was if a spouse cheats, you never can get back to that, you know, everything is just, you think about it, you want to know about it, what you did wrong, what they did wrong, how do they like it, do they like it, what the person was like, and it changes everything mentally. So that is the top 7 reasons that sex can kill a marriage, and I mean, and everything can kill a marriage, you know. It's super important for everybody to remember that it is 2 of you. It is not one. There's not, you know, just whatever you want or how you like it. It's both of you, and you have to kind of come into terms with, you want to satisfy that person, you love that person, so doing what they like is what you want to do.
Yeah, and when you're in love, you know, you don't want the person you're in love with to be angry or to be upset, or that's always my main goal, is just to make sure she's good. You know what I mean? Like I'll walk in, I can see her face and immediately go, "What's up, babe?" You know, and
well, we know each other.
And that's what I was saying before, like it's a tough position being dad and husband, and because as the man, you in your head you're going, I need to be strong for literally everybody. And for myself, because I don't want to burden everyone else with that bullshit. That to me it's bullshit, but in reality, you know, it's not.
It's not.
But,
it's not.
But you just become so focused on making sure everyone else is good that you lose track of yourself.
It's more or less, everybody has a point. There's, you know, before I had my surgery, if anybody didn't know, I did have a tumor removed from my female organs. I had a full hysterectomy June 28th. And it was a scary moment to be there, to say, this is what happens in life. This is life. You know, I'm either going to come back and conquer, or I'm going to fall down. And I look at my husband, I look at my children, and I say, I will not fall down. And my husband will tell you, I am a fighter. I am a strong person, and I am Jess. There's nothing less. And he is Rocky, and he never gives me anything less. And that's what's so important. You know, we are there for each other. He's my best friend. And even when we do things that annoy each other, because of course we do, of course we argue, of course we fight, you know, we don't hold grudges, we don't have any pride, and we accept each other. So it's not like, you know, my husband wants to quit smoking. Of course I want him to quit smoking. I quit smoking a long time ago. I do have a vape, but I don't smoke cigarettes. I threw them out the window, never picked them up again. My husband will tell you, I'm one of the strongest women that I know. But when my husband looks at me and tells me, you know, I'm losing it, I'm losing the control, I immediately go into a emergency mode. You know, you if you don't feel this way about who you're with, or what, you know, you're just not with the right person. Yeah. This is my life. This is life, our life. And that's why I felt it was important for us to do a podcast. And I love doing it together, because there's never a moment where I say, don't be free with your words. My husband never says to me, don't post a picture in your bikini. He's like, wear a shorter skirt. You look sexy. He loves that I'm a sexy woman, and that's why he's with me. He's not going to tell me, put on longer skirt, go cover yourself. He's like, yes, they like you.
And that's the thing. Like, men want what I have, you know, the beautiful girl, the sexy girl, the girl that everyone's looking at, but a lot of men can't handle it. And I don't mean... I mean, handle it in the outside world, not when it's just you and her. I mean, when there's guys that the second you walk away, they're talking to her. There's guys staring at her.
Emails,
there's guys,
messages.
There's guys hitting her up on social media. And if you can't handle that part of it, then you need to downgrade, because when you're with a beautiful woman, you have to expect these things. So you can't every time be like, what the fuck? Da, da, da.
Yeah.
You know how many times, and I've brought this up a million times, how many times people walk up to her and go, I love your tattoos. I love your tattoos. And it's that open of, now I can talk to you. And I just look at them and go, you're a jerk off. Name one thing on her arm. You can't. And, you know, that's the way it is. But you can't sit there and just be jealous or question every fucking time a guy tries to talk to your chick.
I think it's funny because when guys message me, I read them to my husband and I like show him the emails.
I'll tell him, answer them so we can have fun.
Yeah,
with
we look at it. I had some guy send me a private video on Periscope of his self in a shop. I was food shopping with my husband and I gave him the phone. I said, open that private. Some guy's trying to send me something. It's never a moment where I go, oops, I'm not going to tell my husband. I tell him every time I get a message. It's kind of funny to us, and he enjoys that other men fantasize about me because it makes him feel so much luckier, you know? I mean, of course he knows I'm beautiful, but to have other men want what you have, and women, nonetheless, we go out, women hit on me, you know?
And that goes both ways, don't think it doesn't.
It does.
You know, I get hit on by men and women.
I stand there and watch
time.
women stare at my husband, and I love it. I tell him all the time, like, ooh, girl staring at you. And I'm that wife that walks down the street and says to my husband, oh my God, look at that girl's ass. I will appreciate women too. I'm not a jealous woman myself.
But we carry ourselves in a way that just oozes we know who the fuck we are and what
we know who we're going home with.
We got a call. You want me to pick it up?
Hold on. This may be my baby. Is this Angelo?
This is life. Who do we got?
You guys are depressing the shit out of me, Rocky.
What's up, brother? How
Angelo,
you doing?
we love you.
How are you, pal?
I'm doing great. How are you? Long time no talk.
We miss you.
And I don't want to get into detail, but you know, I just want you to know you've been in my thoughts, and you know, you were going through some hard times, and I just, you know, I'm glad you made it through everything, and you know, you always know if you need anything, we're here for you.
Thank you, appreciate it. There's no choice in life but to make it through.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, otherwise, then you're giving up, and then what's the point?
Yeah, I don't understand quit.
Yeah, no, I try not
Spirit
to.
doesn't quit.
No, it doesn't. Angelo.
Spirit doesn't understand quitting. How you doing, Jess?
I'm doing good, Angelo. I want you to tell us a little bit about you so that everybody knows who you are in the room.
Well, I am psychic medium Angelo. I am widely regarded as one of the top 5 psychics in the country. Television, radio, newspaper articles have done a number of things on me, and I don't really like to talk about that. It's all vanity. I'd much rather sit down with a person one-on-one and get to know them, and they know me, and that, you know, Jess, that's how I work.
Absolutely. On a realness, we want to try to get where we can have you come in and do some readings. There's so many people that are requesting to have readings by you because I tell them how amazing you are.
Start handing out my phone number, kiddo.
Listen, you let me know when you're ready. You know, I hand out your number, and I feel awkward because you've helped almost everybody in my family so far.
Well, we handed it to my co-host just before, and he's going to call you tomorrow. I gave you the okay because he was a skeptic like me, you know, and I was like, no, trust me, just call him, dude.
Okay, good. That's good. Well, you know, here's the thing. You know, people who don't believe in what I do, and I kind of equate it to professional wrestling, and this is something you'll understand. For those people who believe that no proof is necessary, and to those who don't believe, no proof is ever enough.
Right.
Yeah. And like I said, I was very. You can ask my wife. I don't.
He laughed at me every time. He's like, "Oh,
did
Angelo tell you that?"
And then when I spoke to you, you know, I was more convinced than ever.
He was a believer.
Well, you know, I'm not here for the people who believe in what I do. I'm here for the people who don't believe in what I do. I like the skeptic.
Yeah.
Rocky was a perfect candidate for me because he's a healthy skeptic. But what's important is that he's open-minded. Mm-hmm. You cannot approach what I do with a closed and narrow mind. It just will not work.
Yeah. If you're looking for, how's, and I'm not equating to what you do to magic, but I'm just using it like a kind of a metaphor. But if you're the guy sitting in a magic show looking for, the whole time, how do you do that? How do you do that? Then there's no reason for you to be there. You know what I mean? Like if you're not going to get involved and try to believe what's happening, you know what I mean? Then you're just wasting everybody's time. And, like I said, I'm a skeptic. I was a skeptic, but I was also open to talk to you and see, you know what I mean? Because it's not like you shouldn't give the opportunity to let someone prove themselves. And, you could be wrong. And I was wrong, you know what I mean? And that's why I've always said, that, you look at things from a certain angle and you go, nah, that's just what it is. But then once you actually, walk around to the other side, you could see the other side for what it is,
Yeah.
Well, and that's important that you bring that up, because what I do requires, and I use the word require, and I use it deliberately, it does require a healthy skepticism. It also requires a willingness to be open enough to hear what somebody has to say and accept it.
Right. Acceptance is so key in everything you do in life.
Yeah.
Especially if what's being told to you is already known to you.
Right.
And that's the important part. When I do a reading, I don't know these people. I don't know any of them. In fact, I don't know most of them, and 99.9%, I don't know what they look like, because I prefer not to see people.
Right.
And when I do my readings, and Jess and Rocky, you know this, I do my readings with my eyes closed, literally.
Yeah.
He does.
Smoking a cigarette.
Smoking a cigarette. Or two.
Exactly. Because I don't want to see people. I don't want to be distracted by any outside influence. I am with spirit. I concentrate on spirit. I have to listen to what they're telling me.
And I told Richie that too when he talks to you. Don't say anything. Just let Angelo talk. He'll ask you what he wants to ask you. But don't say anything, because he doesn't want to know anything about you. He wants to show you that what he's doing is legit.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You brought up something important. I don't ask. I've never asked a single question.
Yeah.
I did almost an hour and 10 minutes with you on another program and did not ask a single question.
Yeah.
But what I did was I gave you information that could instantaneously be validated and verified and documented by your mother and your wife.
Yeah, absolutely. Which he did speak to both of them.
Yes, he did.
So.
Yes, he did. Angelo, we think that you're an amazing part of our lives, and when you did come into my life a few months ago, quite a few months ago, you became a part of us. You're a good soul. You are a real and honest psychic medium, and if anybody's looking for a reading or to just talk to him or have questions, you can find him on Twitter at Psychic Angelo. He's on my Twitter, JRabbit55. You can also just click off onto my followers. You'll find him there. And that's pretty much that, Angelo, I'm so glad that you called in, because I love you to pieces, and I hope that you can make it every Tuesday night to be a part of our show. Maybe we can do something where next week you can call in and pick someone out in the room or something like that. Maybe we could do something together and collaborate.
I think that can be arranged.
I appreciate that. And you're just, again, like I said, an amazing person, guys. He doesn't even ask you for anything for these readings. He just asks us for an open mind and validation. And I want to shout you out because you've been there for us through a lot of things. We love you.
Well, I appreciate that, Jess. And I know in the interest of full disclosure, I did watch a little bit of the show earlier with Rocky and Richie. Mm-hmm. I wasn't sure just what time you were going to be on, so I just kind of watched it from the beginning. And I know Richie's going through kind of a spell right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If he can hear this or listen to this in some way, I will tell you, Richie, if you're out there, that the new love of your life is someone you already know.
Ooh.
That's the good news.
Right.
The bad news is I think there's little to no chance of reconciliation with his wife.
Oh, he knows that.
Yeah.
He's at that point where he's realized that.
And so validation comes quick and sturdy. I will tell him, though, fear not, be steadfast, hold tight, because the person that you are to be with is closer than you think and more available than you realize.
That's amazing. There's always someone for someone.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, Angelo. Well, thank you so much, brother, and we love you, and we appreciate everything you do. You know what I mean? Like, you really are an amazing person. And
I appreciate it, Rob.
I'll call you tomorrow, babe. Alone time, maybe we'll have some coffee together.
You got it.
All right,
give my best to Anna.
I will. We love you.
And give my best to your extended YouTube family, and I will see everybody next week.
Psychic Angelo, guys. Twitter. Follow him out. Love you, babe.
All right. Bye, Angelo.
Take care.
All right, we're going to have Bobby J calling in a minute.
Oh, good. Great. I hope he is going to call in. I love speaking to him.
I'm talking to him right now, actually.
Bobby J is an amazing artist coming up. He's
from Rockaway, Long Island,
yes.
New York. And he's a great, great hip-hop artist, refreshing rap. Every Monday, he's got a new freestyle up on his Instagram, Bobby J from Rockaway, and also on Twitter, Bobby J from Rockaway. And literally every Monday, he's got a new thing. And if you look at my Twitter, I retweet it every week.
Yeah,
and you
me
can
too.
see it there, too. But an amazing guy. Became a friend of our shows a few weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago. And just a really, really down-to-earth dude and on his way up as far as music goes. And like I said, it's refreshing to hear hip-hop the way Bobby J's doing hip-hop.
Yeah, I just want to really quick answer Frankie. Actually, Angelo has had this gift his whole life. I believe he's been really listening to it his whole life. I don't think he's ever refused the talent that he's had. Again, he doesn't just deal with talking to people who have passed on. He has two very amazing spirit energies that he works with, Seymour and Mary, who give him information and things to say. So he has someone on the other side that works with him. He's an amazing person. Like I said, Frank, you could find him on my Twitter and just hit him up. He said he's open to emails. And next week's show, we're going to try to have him in there for a free reading for anybody.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So
I wanted to go back, and just say to everybody who does come to my shows and stuff like that, this is an open platform for everybody to ask questions and to be themselves. We are not judgmental in this room. We love everybody and appreciate everybody from the bottom to the top. We step on no toes and we hold no bars and no grudges. This is life and this is what we do.
yeah.
So I want to really quick just discuss one more thing, and I think that it's a great subject to get into, and that's dealing in a marriage with children and divorce is a very hard thing to do. Everybody goes through things in their life as far as work and friends and family and death. And, when you get married, you have a family and children, and sometimes it needs to be said and done that you're a united front. Your husband and your wife, you are a team, and no matter what goes on, you guys kind of conquer all. So getting back to Rocky and I, we are not jealous people. We are very accepting and loving, and we support each other in everything that we do. So, when someone messages me and says, oh my God, does your husband like when you post a picture in a sports bra? I say, no, actually, my husband doesn't give a shit. Or, he'll get an email from a woman or something from somebody saying, oh, Rocky's so hot. And I'm like, you goddamn right he is. And, you need to have that confidence and that security in a relationship. That's super important. How do you feel about that security stuff?
I agree 100%. And I think we have it in spades. You know what I mean? Like, I look at you and go, I know she's not going anywhere, and I hope you look at me and feel the same.
Of course.
You know what I mean? I think it's very easy for us because, like I said, we became very compatible with work, and understanding each other's flaws and, and accepting them and, we both worked on them, and now we're at a place where, yeah, we'll have an argument, but like I said,
That's natural. I mean, we
it's
do
more
live
of a
together.
stress argument than like actually being angry at one of us.
And it's mostly the kids.
Yeah.
It will work.
Yeah.
You know, money, kids, will work. That's kind of what it is. And normally I'm the one that's going, oh my God, a client canceled because I do hair for a living. Oh my God, I have to get this bill. And he looks at me and goes, we're fine. But, you know, I'm like that over-stressed person, you know. As a wife, I'll let all the women know the key to being a good wife isn't just being there for your husband. You know, I cook, I clean, my house is immaculate. My husband never has to look for a shirt. Laundry is done every single day. You can eat off my floors, and I have dinner on the table at 5 o'clock, and I do hair in a salon and work, and I have 3 kids. You can do it if you want to. You can be that wife if you want to, and then you'll have that husband. You know, wives can't lay around and go, oh my God, my husband doesn't do anything for me. But you have no job and your husband pays all the bills. That's not fair. Yeah. You know, and as a husband, you can't walk in the door and say, I work a 9 to 5. You're cooking, cleaning, children, and working doesn't matter. You know, you have to appreciate what each other put into it. You know, you're a united front. You're a group. And
trust me, there's days where I walk in and go, but you don't know what I deal with. You know what I mean? And in my head, that's what I'm thinking. And she's thinking the same thing on her end. And we both will have that moment where it's like, you don't understand, and da-da-da-da. And, you know, but again, those are far and few between, and almost immediately we end shit. We do not let anything.
It's most of the time with him grabbing my butt.
Stray.
He'll grab my ass, or he'll pinch a breast, or he'll come kiss me and say, you know, can we move on? And honestly, it's hard to be mad at him. I
tend to always make jokes out of things, so it's easier when I'll be like, and then make a joke and try to lighten the mood, because I seen
you, Earl. I seen you. What's going on, buddy?
I don't like tension, you know what I mean? So I always try to break it.
You're not very confrontational. I am, so that works.
I'm not until I am.
Yeah, and then I don't want to be anymore.
Yeah, but I said it on my show. I go from David Banner to the Hulk. There's no in between.
There is none.
There's no, you know, all right, it's building. I'm cool, I'm cool. And I can be cool for a really long time in an argument. But then once something triggers me, I just snap. And, you know, and I know it's not a good thing. But again, that's because of the bottling and you know, the inner rage I have. So it's just, you know, it eventually has to blow, and it's not fair when it blows on anyone, especially my wife. But, you know, she also knows, all right, this is where I need to now lay back, because I don't get that way easily.
Well, those moments happen with people. It does. You just have to, once again, say, picking my battles and being who, you know, I need to be at that moment. It's just, it's so important for everybody to understand that you lose things in your relationship and in your marriage because you both aren't doing the right thing, or you're not putting in 100%. It's always 100. If you get 170, things are not going to work. You know, you have to want the same things. You know, my husband, people say to me all the time, oh my God, you look so great for 37. You had 3 kids. You got a great body. And I say to them, I don't just wake up and have a great body. My husband will tell you I am very disciplined when it comes to the 8 vitamins I take every day. I drink a lot of water. I eat a lot of vegetables. I eat very good for myself. You know, I don't want to let myself go. I want to.
We see the neighborhood bitches, and they're all big fat slobs.
They are.
And I was saying this to my wife yesterday. We were out to dinner, and I go, it's because look at what they have to compare themselves to. So as long as I'm not fat as the next one and as disgusting as the next one, I'm good.
Yeah.
Now, they also like to go, well, you know, I had a kid and da-da-da-da. And it's like...
I had 3.
My wife had 3.
I had 3.
And she was conscious when she was pregnant of what she was eating. She wasn't just eating everything in sight like most women do. She wasn't just, you know, laying around. And, you know, she took care of her body and took care of herself. And after the baby was born, she snapped back almost immediately. I mean, it was maybe 2 weeks and she was pretty much back to normal. And most girls take that as, all right, now I got this motherfucker locked in, I can let myself go.
And that's not fair to the relationship, because you lose that attraction, that sexiness, that want. You know, women don't understand when their husbands don't want to come home, or they're flirting with girls, and it's like, you know, you can't expect to get married a certain way and then change in 2 years because you have a child. That's not what you guys got married like. I got married to my husband a size 3, and I'm a size 3. And I've had,
and you have to get married for you. And remember that that's why you got married. You didn't get married for the kids.
No.
You got married because you loved each other and you wanted to be with this person forever. And then the kids came, not in our case, but, you know, in most cases, then the kids come and people lose sight of what the marriage is about because now the marriage has become about the children and not about you.
Right. It's true. And you give up, you get tired, you forget about what the spouse needs, you forget about those extra things. You know, I want to say this, and I'm going to say this only because it makes a very good point. I've been with Rocky for 6 years, and for 6 years that we have lived together, every night before I go to bed, I take a napkin, I write him a note, whether it be, "You're my everything. You're so handsome. I love you.
Right next to
have
my
a great
coffee.
day." I put the napkin. I put his coffee. All he's got to do is press a button in the morning. His
And my
cup,
vitamins.
his cup is ready. His vitamins are in the cup so that he doesn't forget to take them. And the spoon, everything is ready for him. So when he wakes up in the morning, it's a little something I can do to spice up his day. And I've never missed. I think one time in 6 years I missed a day, and it was because we passed out and I forgot.
And on the flip side of that coin, every morning before I leave, whether she's awake or not,
I get a kiss
her
and I get
tell
told
her
I love you.
no matter what. Like this morning, I don't think you even realized that you were out. You were out this morning. But every single morning, no matter what, I kiss my wife when I leave. And whether she knows it or not, I know that she felt it, and you know.
It's true.
And that's
It's those
another
little
important
things.
thing. It is. It's the little things that keep a relationship going. It's the little, you know, hey, she's cooking dinner. Come up from behind her and grab her ass. You know, girls like that. Well, not girls, but your wife likes that, to know that she's still sexy, she's still pretty, and that you still do want to grab her ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's true. You still want to have that want, that need. You want to know that you are wanted, you know. I like to know that when he walks in, he goes, "Oh my God, it smells so good in here." I'm a good cook. I'm a Spanish Italian, so I make whatever he's in the mood for. I ask him every day, "What do you want for dinner?" And I make it, whatever he asks for. You know, little things like that I can do to be a good contributing wife. You know, again, nobody's perfect, and there's times that I don't want to cook because I'm working in the salon all day, and I'll say to him, "We're ordering," but for the most part, I stick it out. I'll go inside because my salon is behind my home. I'll go outside, apply color, come in, start dinner, go back out, wash her hair, come back in, finish dinner, go back out, cut and blow her. And I will bounce back and forth. He'll walk in and go, "Oh, this is amazing." You know, but it's because the effort. You got to do these
But
things.
then there's also days where I worked all day and I had a miserable day, and she's got a full schedule. So the second I walk in the door, now I'm dealing with the kids, I'm dealing with dinner, but that's just part of it. You just have to accept that, you know, we're doing this together. You know what I mean? I can't walk in and be like, "God, I worked all day and now I got to do this shit." Yes, you do have to do this shit. That's part of having a family.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So anyone who does that shit, it's like you're not in a partnership. You're being selfish and you're just worrying about you.
Right. And it's not about you. It's about us.
Yeah.
It always has to be that way.
Yeah.
You know, so these are some of the things that we use in our relationship as far as problem solving and contributing and compromise. There's got to be a compromise in between your relationship that, you know, I need this and I expect this from you. I always tell my friends, because I'm a hairdresser, once again, a lot of people tell me their problems. You know, everybody tells me their life, and I love that. That's my 4 walls. It's private. It's a private salon. Say what you need to say. And I look at all my clients and I say to them, nothing is ever going to be perfect, but if you're not happy 99% of the time, what are you doing? And for the children's sake, it's never the reason to stay, because eventually you have the animosity and the resentment that you waited so long to start your life over again. If you're not getting respect, if you're not satisfied sexually, if you're not talking, if you're not compromising, if there's mental abuse, verbal abuse, you need to remember that this is not going to change. Patterns are patterns. And I love to think that people grow, but people can grow, but they're still the same person. I'm sorry, that's just the way that it is.
Yeah.
You know, you can't say, you know, you're married now, don't do these things. No, I did it before you, and I'll do it after you because this is who I am. You make adjustments. Like I was on a pool league. I was a very good pool player. I have championship plaques on my mom's wall of her bar. My mom owns a bar. And I have plaques on the wall. I played pool every Tuesday. I was on a 9-ball team. It was an amazing team. And when Rocky and my husband and I decided we were going to be serious, do you know what I did? I quit the team. Not at all because he didn't want me to. I had a man, my best friend Kevin, who would come pick me up from our house, go out when we play pool. I'd get wasted and he'd drop me off and my husband would be at the door to greet me. And he would be understanding that I was playing pool and I got drunk. But for me, inside as a woman, as soon as we decided to get serious, I said to myself, I would never want my husband to go out once a week with 50 women. Because, of course, I was one out of 30 women who looked like a girl who played pool. There are no beautiful women who play pool. They're just not. And here I am in a bar with 50 men, maybe 60, playing pool and on a league. And I went
bent over the table.
Exactly. And I loved playing pool. Don't get me wrong. That was my hobby. I loved it. And I was very good at it. But my husband meant more to me. And even though, when I quit, he said, why? Why are you quitting? And I said, because I love you so much. I will never do to you what I wouldn't want done to me. Yeah. That's just it, you know?
Yeah. And big shout out to Joe Wunsch, by the way, too. He was watching before.
Joey, yes. He's such a nice guy.
He's watching right now, and he writes, my parents are married for over 40 years, and my pop still gives my mother a kiss every morning before he leaves. And I'll be doing that for the next 40 years also.
Yes, absolutely.
Like we said, the little things like that.
Make a difference.
That seems so insignificant and dumb. They make all the difference in the world. They really do.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's, again, I want to just say I appreciate everybody. My parents were together for 30 plus years as well before my dad passed away. And my mom had roses or flowers every week, mostly lilies because she loved them. He was very romantic. They made out all the time. And I used to look at my parents and go, I can't wait to have that. And I didn't get Rocky till I was 30. But let me tell you, it was worth every fucking person before. Yeah. Because I have my best friend and my husband is everything. We're frickin' frack.
Like, look at just this, for example. Most married couples wouldn't be able to do this.
Yeah, because we have more than just we're also friends. Yeah. We also talk about shit. We also have a companionship, a friendship. It's not just married kids. We always kept that important, that bond in there to be open. And, I really, again, want to just one more time say I appreciate everybody who comes to my show and who is listening. Please share it out on Twitter. Let's get people in here next week. We're going to have Psychic Angelo on for at least a half an hour.
Bobby?
What?
What happened to Bobby? He said he was going to call.
Maybe he's trying. I don't know. It's all right. We got still 10 minutes. See if you can get a call in there. Yeah. It's super important, guys. We're always here. Also, just so that you know, again, my Twitter's jrabbit55. You can email me if you have questions, if you want to just vent, if you want to be a part of the show. I'm working on right now what I would like to have to give away to everybody. So I think I'm going to go with keychains. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I'm going to come up with something that I could send out for everybody who is a part of the show. Once I get that going, I will let everybody know. You got it, Hambone. We're here to give you the shows. We're here to give you the conversation. And again, this is life. This is what we do. And that's why I picked that name.
Our channel usually, now with the addition of Jess was, a goof around, type of show, just having fun. And, every now and then we would talk about real things. But today definitely showed a different side of SuperUgly. And I think it's good to see that, you know what I mean? Because, most shows on YouTube never get open
Intimate.
And real like that. And, I mean, Richie really opened his fucking door to you people and
his
let
heart.
you in. I mean, the man was crying, you know what I mean? And Richie...
If you know Richie,
to see him like that, like, you guys, you see me and Richie on the show every week, but, like, I look up to him. Like, he's like a big brother to me, you know what I mean? So, to see him like that, you guys need to really understand and appreciate what we did for you today and opening up like that. SuperUgly, Bobby, is this you?
Yo, what's up, dude?
What's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, Bobby? I'm so glad you were able to call in.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry about that. I've been it's been a busy week. I just shot this video for this single I'm doing, and I've been going back and forth with the director on edit. So, I was literally just viewing, a cut of the video, and I was sending him some feedback. So it was like,
how's it looking?
Yeah. So I'm just, it's looking great, man. So, it's just a lot of grunt work. So, I've just been running around, and I finally got a chance to get on the phone. So
let me ask you something, Bobby. We're in the middle of talking about relationships. I know that you have a girlfriend and that she stands by you. You know, being that you are an artist and you are getting a lot of attention. You know, what is one secret, one thing of advice that you could give everybody on to keep a power couple level when you get that kind of attention and stuff like that?
I mean, I think it's just important to stick by the people that, you know, supported you when you were nothing. You know what I mean? And that's what, you know, my girlfriend does. Like, she's not with me for, you know, any type of, you know, she knew me before I was even really back out doing music. So there's just a special connection there, because any attention you do get because of what you're doing, I mean, it's always loaded, because you always wonder, you know, would this person like me if I wasn't doing this? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I think it's important to recognize, you know, not even in like, you know, your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife relationships, but just, you know, friendships in general and relationships in general. You know, you gotta, you know, take a step back and recognize, you know, who was there for you when you didn't have anything going on, you know, because when you do have things going on, people will come around and they'll act like they're your best friend, or they, you know, they always believe in you or whatever. And, you know, I just think it's important to stay, you know, just have a clear head and understand like who your real friends are, who your real family is. And,
Now I'm sure
you
it
know,
shows.
I think also,
I'm sure it shows
Yeah,
you
for
have
sure.
ladies throwing themselves at you, right? How does your girl
I
deal
mean-
with that part of it?
I mean, you know, I shut it down quickly, man. Honestly, like if that happens, I shut it down quickly. So,
Yeah.
you know, and you know, if that ever was to happen, if we were out, if someone was to like, you know, flagrantly disrespect her, or like try to talk to me, like, you know what I mean? You know, I would shut that down, man, because that's just,
Absolutely.
you know, you have to maintain a level of respect. You know, it could be flattering at times, but you know, I think you know, there's times, because people can be aggressive, so there's times when it does border on disrespect, and you know, I think that's your job as, you know, a man in a relationship to shut that down. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I agree, absolutely,
Absolutely.
100%.
I think that's great. I want to give your girlfriend kudos, you know, because you're right. When my husband was, we've been friends, Bobby, Rocky, and I, since 7th grade, 13 years old now. I'm 37. He's going to be 36. And it's a long time we're friends and we're in each other's lives. And, you know, we know a lot of the same things. We've been through things together as friends. I know who he's been with. He knows who I've been with. And nothing ever matters, because before 2012, him and I were just friends. So it doesn't matter. We don't talk about what we did before each other. We always accept each other now. And I used to say to my husband through his divorce, I'll live with you in a fucking box. I don't care if she takes everything, which she got nothing because the judge luckily saw through her. But, you know, I said to him, I don't care what you have. And he looked at me and he was like, you are my fucking ride or die. And we luckily walked away we have a beautiful home. We live very nice. She didn't get what she needed. She tried and we won because we are good people. But, you know, that's great that she's there. And, you know, as you climb to the top, that's the kind of woman you want by your side. And she knows in her heart, even I can feel it. I can feel it speaking to you, that you're an honest man.
Yeah,
And that's
I mean,
great.
you know, they say marry your best friend, right?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
you know, I think, you know, there's definitely levels to a relationship, right? It's more than just physical attraction. It's you know, trust, it's communication, it's a lot of different things. And you know, when the rainbows and butterflies fade away after the initial, you know, first couple months, when everyone's just high on each other, you know, you have to be around that person a lot, and you know, you got to know all their quirks and their, you know, idiosyncrasies, and like they know what makes you tick, you know what makes them tick, and it's almost like, you know, having a sibling almost, because you start to know each other so intimately, you know, where it's like, you know, sometimes you can get on each other's nerves, but you know, I think at the end of the day, you know, you have to recognize, like, you know, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. You have to look at that person
And
be like, you
mirages
know,
everywhere.
who would I rather be with? You know,
Right.
This is somebody that knows me for me and accepts me for me, you know, and I think that's the foundation of,
Well, and someone in your
a
position,
relationship that's going to work. You know?
and someone in your position too, now you have to constantly have your head on a swivel of like, all right, who's trying to get at me to get something from me, and who's here genuinely because they give a fuck about me. You know what I mean? And you know, the further your career extends and starts, you know, blowing up more and more.
The more best friends you're going to have.
Yeah, the more people that are like, oh, that's my boy. Like, the people start coming out of the woodworks that you went to high school with that, may have been assholes to you or may have been, wanted nothing to do with you. Now all of a sudden they're like, oh, we were boys, remember?
Yeah.
It's true.
I mean, it happens a little bit. I think, I'm from, like, a really close-knit community, so everyone's known me since everyone that knows me around here, it's kind of like everyone knows each other, and everyone that knows me has known me since I'm real young before all this stuff happened. So when it's kind of insulated, so when I'm here, people aren't really treating me different too much. I think if anything, a lot of people have just been like, pushing me forward, giving me words of encouragement, like, yo, keep going, keep doing what you're doing. I respect what you're doing.
That's awesome.
And that's great. I think if I was to get to a certain level, because I'm still climbing right now.
But you're going, buddy.
When you do get to a certain level, I'm sure, people are going to start coming out of the woodwork. Yo, remember when we were best friends?
Mm-hmm.
Or, I always believed you. Because sometimes the weird thing is, especially when you're chasing a dream, whether it's, in entertainment, music, whatever, sometimes the people closest to you, whether it's your friends, your family, those could be the ones that doubt you the most.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Those could be the ones that really don't believe in you.
Well, there's that underlying jealousy of like, I don't want to see him succeed because I'm not succeeding and we're close. And, if he succeeds and I'm not, I should be,
right.
And there's that weird.
It's jealousy.
Yeah.
It's jealousy.
Yeah, so it can be weird because sometimes it's like, that person that, if you're doing something you think you can count on, it's like, yo, I'm doing a video this week, can you help me? Or, I'm trying to get this done, can you help me out? Or blah, 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 blah. You think the people that are closest to you might be there for you. Sometimes they aren't. And sometimes the people that you wouldn't think would be there are. So
it's tough.
It's strange. It's strange. It's strange how friends and family can sometimes work out, especially when you're, trying to hustle or grind towards, a goal, But, I just keep my head down and keep doing what I'm doing. I try not to let anything cloud my vision,
Well, that's amazing. And, I really appreciate you calling in. I actually had a really dope idea, and I'm going to send you more details in email. I'll give people a sneak peek, but I was thinking I need some type of really great intro for my show, and I didn't know if maybe you'd be able to hook me up with like a 5-minute clip.
5 minute. Whoa.
Well, I would need.
Bar.
Oh, I don't know music like that, so he'll tell me what it is.
No,
but maybe something that I can open up to, and I could say Bobby J from Far Rockaway.
Like a 30-second.
Something quick. Maybe he could be like,
5 minutes. Listen to this one, Bobby.
I don't know what
Hey, make me a whole entire song 2 minutes
Write
longer
me
than
a
you
song
normally would
because
make.
you love me, baby. No, but I'm saying like maybe we could come up with something. I think it'd be great. I'd love to even promote you and have you as because you really are. I have to tell you, the day that my husband was coming home to tell me, oh my God, you hear about this rapper? I already found you on Instagram, and I was like, babe. Yeah. This guy was rapping, and he goes, wait, what guy? And I'm like, Bobby J. He goes, oh my God, I was watching him today too. So we both looked at you at the same time. That's how in sync we are. We really appreciated your rap and your music and your words.
And now every Monday, I'm just like, all right, here it is.
I click on it, and I'm like, yeah, da. I'm making breakfast like Bobby J. Ooh, you know.
That's crazy.
But maybe we could work on something. That would be really cool. And I really appreciate you calling in and being part of the show.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, is that it? What's going on? You guys,
we're getting ready.
We're kind of wrapping up. Yeah,
we're getting ready to wrap up. It's already almost 10 o'clock. We got you pretty late.
Oh, okay.
But listen, let me tell you something.
About that. I was,
how would you feel about coming on with your girl?
Yeah, that'd be an amazing show.
Would you be open to that?
Sure. I mean, she works late most of the time during the weeks. Like that's the thing. Like I'm home Mondays and Fridays. But she's in the city. Till usually like 8:30, 9, every weekday because, just the commute out here is crazy. So it'd be tough to find, a day when we're both free. But I'm definitely down to come and visit the studio, and I don't think.
Oh, dude, October 6th, I'm doing the McGregor fight. I'm having a party here. I want you here, bro.
Listen, we got the theater downstairs, the big screen.
Yeah, we're gonna be live streaming the whole night. You know what I mean? Like we
You'll
go
be on
in,
live
we do
with
like
us.
5-6 hours that night of just straight streaming, and we get thousands of views.
And
that
please
night.
bring your girlfriend. It's family orientated. My kids will probably be running around too.
No kids that night. We're getting rid of the kids that night.
You always want to get rid of the kids.
Adulting that night.
Yo, I don't know what you guys doing. You guys doing for Labor Day weekend? Because I have a show on September 2nd at this place, Epstein's Beach. The last one we did last month was out of control. It was packed.
Got a baby shower.
We have a brother's baby shower.
My brother's baby shower, September 2nd. Blow you.
What happened with the big boy thing? I saw you had to get back out of that. Was it like too personal? You can't talk about it, but I mean that must have been disappointing, no?
No. It's look, man. It was. I want to thank Brooklyn Bowl. They stuck their neck out for me and got me, an opening slot. They pretty much confirmed me. The show was going to be on Wednesday. They confirmed me the Friday before. They had me on, the ticket stub information on Ticketfly. We were all ready to go. For reasons unbeknownst to me, I was taken off the bill by one of the artists' management. So I have no idea why that went down. It wasn't the fault of Brooklyn Bowl. I mean, they vouched for me. They put me on the show. So,
Reverse racism. That's what I'm going with.
I really, honestly, man, I can't even speculate on what happened because I really don't know what happened. But look,
there'll be other opportunities.
In the world of shows, especially when, people are getting opening slots for signed artists and stuff like that, whether it's a solo concert or whether it's like a festival, people get bumped all the time, man.
Yeah.
Like it's not personal, you know what I mean? I'm not really taking it to heart. It really happens all the time.
Well, that's good you think that way.
It could be for any reason.
It could cave a lot of people. That's great.
Yeah, so I'm happy that they even thought of me for the opportunity. And look, I mean, the door is not closed. It could always lead to something else. So
absolutely.
I'm not bitter about it. Things like that happen. It's just you just got to keep pushing forward. I mean, I'm looking forward to this show on the 2nd, and that's in my hometown. And the last one that we did was almost, it's like a small CBGB type spot. So we brought like 200 people through there. So hopefully this one will be even bigger, So
good.
I'm just, I'm not letting it slow me down.
And where can everyone find all your stuff, dude?
Yeah, let us know.
Bobby J from Rockaway on everything. I go hometown dropping 8/31. That's this Friday on Spotify. You can find me on Spotify, Bobby J from Rockaway, SoundCloud, Bobby J from Rockaway, YouTube.com/Bobby J. Instagram at Bobby J from Rockaway. I'm easy to find. My name's the same on every platform.
You can find him off our Twitters as well.
I 100% vouch for his rap skills. Like I am a old school 90s,
it's his
rap
words.
guy, and it like I said to you before, it's refreshing to hear this kind of rap coming out. Instead of, the same generic Tekashi
the dances, please, I can't stand it.
Little Red and all
these people. The dances, Bobby J. If you ever swing your arms in front of yourself like that, like what's that dance called? Where
the floss
I can't
thing.
even stand
But you know what's
that.
funny, Bobby? Yeah. I seen someone sent out a thing today where they go, it's bad when you realize John Cena's raps back in the day are
better than yours.
You saw that, dude. And like you listen to it and you go, wow, that's legit. Like John Cena is a better rapper than 99% of the rappers out today.
Bad. Bring it back,
man. I mean, I'm just trying to find my audience, and I think people are looking for an alternative.
People are looking for something new, dude. The music industry is really hurting, and like. Like that Nirvana resurgence, we need one of those.
Yeah.
Like we need that Nirvana thing to happen that happened in the early 90s because we haven't had that since then. You know what I mean? Like if you look at music back then, you had so many different styles of music.
But we're all good.
And everything was good. Whether
not synthesized. There's no machines making
rap,
you sing good.
It was rock. It was soft rock. It was pop music. Like everything just kind of really came into its own, and I always credited Nirvana to that because they changed everything. Like Nirvana came in and a lot of rap came through and people started taking chances on music, and that has completely been lost nowadays.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, look, music changes pretty much every 5 years. Like, and it's funny because, like, even when you look back at the 90s, right, like, there's always something that people are complaining about, right? Like, in the early 90s, people were mad that the West Coast was popping. In the late 90s, people were mad at Puff Daddy for his glamorized videos. In the early 2000s, it was snap music. Now it's trap music and mumble rap. I mean, every genre comes in, or every subgenre kind of comes and goes, right? But look, the artists that have longevity are the ones that are making real music. You know, there's still the J. Coles of the world, the Kendricks of the world, the Joey Badasses, the you know, just the guys that are still out there, you know, really trying to say something. So, you know, I feel like, you know, even though the simple stuff that makes people dance and have a good time will always work and will always be there, you know, I think there's room for everybody. So I'm just trying to do what I do and make the music that I feel comfortable making and you know, stick to my guns.
That's why you're a good artist,
you know,
Bobby.
Hopefully people like it, you know?
Yeah.
That's why you're a good artist. Well, Bobby, I really appreciate you calling in. We got to cut the show off. We are way past the time. We really appreciate you being here for us, guys. Bobby J, you could check him out on Twitter. You can find him on my Twitter, JRabbit55. You can also find him on my I won't give my Instagram.
No, you can find him on my Twitter too, ROK661123. It's very long, I know. I'm sorry. But big shout out and thanks to Bobby J for calling in, brother. And like I said, we definitely got to get you and your old lady on. And October 6th, dude, I don't know if you got a performance that night, but hopefully you don't. And you can come hang and, you know, we'll have the fights going. We'll have the arcade up. You know, I'll bust your ass in some NBA Jam if you want. You know what I mean? So.
Would be a good time. So that's that, buddy. Send love to the family.
Before I get off, I just want to, I have a single dropping. It's actually the first, like, official single for my EP that's about to come out. It's called Hometown. It's coming out on all streaming platforms, but, you know, Spotify specifically, I know that's what most people use. And the video for that is being edited now, so that should be coming out early September. So just be on the lookout for that. I'll obviously send it to you guys. You know, let me know
you know, we'll pump the shit out of it, bro. We'll pump that shit crazy.
Right.
Yeah, we will. Thanks, buddy, for
calling.
calling.
All right, Bobby. Thanks so much, brother. And we'll talk to you soon.
No doubt.
All right, bye. Bobby J from Rockaway, everyone. Make sure you go and check him out. And that is it for us. We're doing a damn thing. We actually went over a little bit. So,
guys, listen. I really appreciate, once again, everybody being part of my new show. I appreciate my husband being my co-host. He is my ride or die. And we thank for you guys coming. And this is life. Bye.